trouble, I've been in my death for the piece of the puzzle, like. Let me switch the flow, a new bounce. Know I've been a king for a while, got a ring and a crown. Let's lean with the flower. This ain't no regular thing. King for the ring, you know what I mean. If you talking, it's hard to be nice. I play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights. Better get right. This ain't no regular thing. King for the ring, you know what I mean. I see my shine in this thing. This in my city, yeah, this is a team. Talking, it's hard to be nice. You see my name in the lights. Better get right, champion.
So apparently, production team asked us if we are ready, and we said no. He said, "Yeah, well, let's speak." So if I was told to speak, then I'm about to speak my words. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys are ready. That we are about to depart on our second map, which is going to be none other than Nuke. We had Nuke in the beginning, Nuke as the second best of three, Nuke as the third best of three. When I'm going to bed tonight, I'm going to get Nuke as alarm, right, on my phone. I will have a Nuke wallpaper. I will stumble on a banana peel, and I will face plant the ground, and it will be Nuke written all over my um arm and all over my body. Without being said, let's let these things all aside, and let's go to the second map, which is going to be Sharks Esports map pick, and it's going to be a difficult road for Eternal Fire unless they can pull up a surprising strat, a surprising play here. It's not going to be an easy task, but one thing is for certain, is that these guys are not gods, and they are players, and they can be defeated. Let's see if Eternal Fire will be the David who's going to slay the giant in this best of three. Pistol round.
What a speech. Thank you. Live, laugh, love production. Thank you.
Yo, imagine if I spoke all of this and I was muted, by the way.
Yeah, I feel like I've just woken up, and now that I'm wakened, let's see what will happen here on Nuke. Because as Zach said, we've seen plenty maps. At some point of my casting career, I was begging teams to pick Nuke. I was a big fan of Nuke, and I was saying yes, please pick Nuke. Now I feel like I've seen Nuke more than I've seen my own home. And I can see Zach reacting right now. You don't, and that's premium content. Um, whatever fills the gap while none of the teams are doing anything.
Yeah, I mean, at the moment is not much of an action. The only action that we've got is Regali being spotted in the kill feed, and Max was the one who got killed in the process as well. But we are down to the last 30 seconds, and some things needs to be moving. And with the bomb being planted, let's see if this retake will be possible. Mistam has a defuse kit. I like seeing defuse kit in the first round, but Zawa will try to get the pick. Unsuccessfully, we managed to take Demka 2 against 2, wingman lobby. Let's see who has a bigger rack. Doc gets taken out. Well, perhaps Demka was possessed by Donk. Look at these USPS taps, man. I'm swearing. Agent 007. So far, I think it's 100% win rate on pistol round from Eternal Fire, if I'm not mistaken. First half, it was won by Eternal Fire. This one as well. I don't remember what it was on Ancient, the second half, if the pistol round was won by Eternal Fire or not. So I might say an error, or I might say some untrue things because I don't remember that. But one thing that I do remember is that Sharks will go with force buy and will go for an aggressive play here. I mean, it makes sense with the bomb being planted. Could do the trick.
Yeah, they have those SMGs looking hungry whenever they decide to push ramp. And there is Jota. I mean, if there is someone who could be the guardian of the galaxy, it is Jota for sure. But let's see how far will that M4 get him. He will be eliminated first. Unfortunately, no guardian of the galaxy this time. Regun, the second battlefield line.
Still did not have the bomb being planted. Okay, Regan has a potential play here, but cannot confirm the kill. It's surprisingly to see that. And I'm not sure if this is going to cost him a teammate. Regal is here to clean up the mess. Regan gets taken out before he can confirm it. And now suddenly, what it was previously a player advantage will come up down to Demka. Well, Max is only 6 HP. But Qual is coming up from behind and looks like, unfortunately for the Eternal Fire, the second round has been taken out. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. It seems that Regan had some sorts of problems in confirming those kills.
Yeah, and we get back to a graphic that we discussed about. It seems like in the end there's not gonna be any consequence for Eternal Fire when losing this game. Talking about the VRS forecast, of course, because there's gonna be a consequence that affects them straight into the Draculan bracket, because they will go down to the lower. But at least they will not lose any sort of VRS if they fail to win against Sharks Esports. And it's just a proof of how weird the system operates sometimes, because these two teams are not that far away from each other in the leaderboards. But at the same time, if Eternal Fire lose here, they're just not gonna get any sort of punishment. We'll see what happens. So far, Gaffolo has been eliminated. Rigali, finally speaking again, we've been waiting on him to do something, and now we're happy to see him. I wished we could have pronounced his name more, because it's the Romanian name. You already know it. You've known it ever since he started grinding. But unfortunately, the dynamic of the game just did not give us a chance to do so. Sharks
At
are
least not
waiting.
yet. Yeah, I mean, if things go good for Eternal Fire, we might see a third map, and being on Mirage, we can enable more of that sniper. But speaking of enabling, look at these pistols. How are they going ham? We have so many gunslingers in the server that I cannot keep track of, even though it's 2 against 3. Things are looking a little bit sweaty. If Regali can tag one of them, then maybe Demka can confirm it. Speaking of confirming it, Rigon has been spotted in the kill feed. It's a 2 versus 2. No defuse kit.
And
And
no more
Demka is
Demku.
going to fight the dust. Oh, Regali gets one. It's Regali against Zhao. Come on, Regali, shoot. Oh, he shoot! No way he got it. He says, yeah, bro, we got it. No reaction on Regali.
Nonchalant final boss.
He's scratching his head. He's like, I don't understand how I got that. This is what he's saying. He's saying, Samorio, I'm telling you, like. But in the end, it was so surprisingly, because if you think of it, that kill with the USPS it should not have been happening, and it's a timing scenario.
What a shot.
Yeah, I mean, had he could have just shot through the door. Well, he would have gave away his position. Still, not too big of a mess.
Yeah, big play for Rigali. Maybe the one that motivates him to become the better version of himself. Currently, Eternal Fire are going to hold on to this advantage, but it's too early on to have the talk about the scoreboard.
Yeah. Well, this is a close game so far, and let's not underlook, excuse me, Shark Esports when this guy's playing with Tex. We've seen them what they did on Ancient.
We know they're dangerous when they decide to be aggressive, and this round could be no exception. Even though they've lost Doc first, now there's going to be a trade from Koala to make things level again. Rigon eliminated, and that is what happens. I saw a sort of... I mean, the Demke was not understanding anything. I did not understand it either. That's why I am trembling to spell that out, because I don't know where did Koala get that shot out of. But now the Gali is going to take 2 to make sure that Eternal Fire keep on going. And it's a 2v2 with Mistem down to under 30 HP. It's going to be hard for him to step out of that position. But instead, it's not going to be hard for Jota to appear out of nowhere and take out his opponent. Now he's out of there. The bomb is down. Koala needs to go on a mission to get it back. And he has a perfect chance of isolating the angle, so this round is far from over, because look at Koala's position. Nobody knows exactly where he is. They will find out that the bomb has been taken. Mistem eliminated, and now he knows where Jota's coming from. He's gonna take him down while jumping, and that is what happens when you let him go in. Koala's gonna take it right under Eternal Fire's noses. And going back to Zach's words, well, you should never underlook those pistols.
Holy guacamole! What was that jump shot? Jesus.
They seem pretty chill after everything that has happened.
Yeah, it's
Especially
sure. Like these
Koala.
guys are pulling the most insane plays that I've seen for major contendant plays. The things that you've seen on TikTok while you scroll until you fall asleep, and they have no reactions.
Yeah, well, it looks like for them it's something that happens on a daily basis. We've just missed everything.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Sharks. I mean, this is not Draculan after all. This is Super Draculan. So we have super plays from all the teams. Everybody is pushing their limits. Koala currently up 7-2. He's the leader when it comes to kills. He's the leader when it comes to impact as well, I would say, as that clutch was beautiful on its own. Not even talking about the kills. 3 players waiting right where Jota thrown his nade. Some good damage, cheap damage is gonna help later in the round. And let's see if we can see some sort of answer, some sort of a response from Eternal Fire with almost the same composition. They have a weapon. They have Regali in the center of attention and four other pistols, and everything's about to go down with Jota in the first line. He's not gonna take the first. Regali with two trades once again, as Maxcore is gonna calm everything down and put everyone back on the search with 18 seconds left though. Sharks are playing with the time. And Mistam's waiting for that. Mistam's has been reading this for all the round. He's gonna take the first, but the second will be denied. The bomb
I don't think
plant
we have
will be
one to
done
plant
in
it.
time.
Oh, he did it with barely 2 seconds left. And now it's Regan against 1 versus 2. Just a deagle, but I cannot find it. Let's take a moment and speak about how perfectly it was played up until the bomb has been planted. Like maybe if they could have delayed it a little bit or just sacrifice a man in order to keep the bomb planter busy killing instead of just showing up, things would have looked differently. But I have to say, man, we're only in round 6. There have been so many upsets and so many crazy plays. I don't even know from where to begin with. I'll be honest.
Yeah, the problem in the previous round was in that 2v2. The player in the vent, the first player, I think it was Demq, I can't remember that well. He was set on pushing and he forgot that there could be another player waiting for that. And as soon as he stepped out of that vent, well, he was gone. So nobody was close enough to delay or deny the bomb plant. So probably that is the main reason why they just tried to win it too fast because they saw the time running out and they saw it as a chance, but instead it was just a trap and a perfectly executed trap from Sharks Esports, who are now looking and getting their fourth round actually, as they're not going to lose any weapon, and that is a big financial boost. We see Koala on the screen, 66 ADR so far, but it doesn't matter. What really matters are those 8 kills, because I can almost remember every single one of them, and they were impactful kills. Those were the kills that brought these 4 rounds over to Sharks' side.
Okay, now Shark doing the same same scenario, giving it the same medicine, right? Separating themselves from Eternal Fire with a couple of rounds, deciding to go fast on A. Looks like Doctor getting so many players off guard, sitting on the Heaven and Mustang. But Mistam tries to make the trade. Now, in the end, will come up to Regali against Doc. Can Regali put that up to a good use? Can he secure the round for his team? The newest addition for Eternal Fire. All eyes are on him. Yet the bomb needs to be taken. And it looks like he will successfully manage to do so. He's like, at least I got it, bro. It wasn't an easy task, but diamonds are made under pressure. This is what he delivered. 3-4. Still a long way before they have to go for a third map, hoping to go for Mirage, especially when they're fighting Shark Esports. But this is a good beginning.
Yeah, that's true. They'll have to do more than that because they're not even level with Sharks right now. So they need to keep up the levels. Another thing we have to look for is that they start on the city side. So Regon going down here won't be a really good thing. Another trade coming from Eternal Fire, but just Koala was eliminated for Sharks yet. And Jota next to Regali see themselves in a position where they can't really do anything. They will go for the save as Sharks Esports are celebrating another round. And even though the highs of Eternal Fire are really high, we can see the lows as well. And those are not looking good either. The AWP of Regali will be lost. I'm glad to see him active this time, but there's a problem when a single player is active and the rest of the team is not playing. And, probably Eternal Fire would have wished for Regali to be this active on the previous map where Eternal Fire actually got their shot. Now, I would say that for this map, it's clear that Sharks are feeling like home. It's clear that They feel they can win everything.
Yeah, and suddenly they're not as relaxed as they used to be. There's not much of a one-sided advantage here. Okay, these guys are being on eco, but still, don't fire. They're putting up quite a fight against them, you know.
Yeah, they are. And I'm sure that they're gonna keep on doing it, but it's not enough to put up a fight if you can't have the winning factor, if you can't have that little something that brings you on top at the end. Because you might be taking the advantage, you might be ending this half in advantage, but it's clear who feels better on this map, and that is Sharks Esports. At least for now. Maybe things will change. We see some beautiful bullets. Maybe these beautiful bullets will be enough for today to end Nuke in your favor. But usually Nuke doesn't go like that. Nuke, I see it like Inferno, maps that need to be played as a team, maps that require more than just bullets, but also uh, a winning tactic. 1 HP for Tenzao, talking about luck.
63, not much to be added or said. Perhaps another tactical timeout could be helpful in coming in. We are a couple of rounds away before closing the first half. And yeah, I don't know. I don't like to compare games, but considering this has been a long day and we still have, I believe, one more best of three to go, it is gives me a throwback from EAC and Infinite. Like EAC had such a good round on T side, and same goes for Shark Esports. The thing that Terran Fire can do to break this pattern, and what do you mean the pattern is that I'm not sure because they also had two Romanian players playing on Infinite. It's perhaps a 7-5 would be more than a fair score to make a comeback. Here it is. We are two players dropping from Heaven. Max will fail to convert the second kill. 3 against 2. Regal is still being alive. And Jota will successfully manage to remove Gaffolo from this round with the potential of getting the second one. But however, Doc is really, really low. A nade could end it all. That's not going to be a resource available for Return of Fire.
Just 14 HP. Doc seems to be motivated by something to try and get closer to the site, but Rigali is gonna sort it out with just an USP. So again, Eternal Fire, I can get it. I mean, they do not have that many things to be happy about at this point. They have to win more rounds before they could catch that confidence again. We've seen them happy in the middle to late stages of Ancient, but that happiness quickly erased from their faces as soon as they've seen Sharks Esports take control and in the end win their own map pick.
Ooh, look at that POV on Regali. If people would have just walked towards trophy room, that would have been a multiple op kill. Gets one, gets traded immediately. However, it's still going to be one player advantage. Suddenly, things start to look good for Eternal Fire. Let's see if Demka can plot this one out. There it is. Kola gets taking out in the process. Doc, 1 versus 2.
Oh,
Which is now going to be 1 versus 1. Collects 2 kills already.
and he took the op as well. That could be really a really inspired decision taken in just a few fractions of a second. And he knows where Mistem is coming from. This will be narrowed down to a shot that he can't afford to miss. He will hear the door. You can't miss this. You have the perfect angle. And he's
No!
missed it. But he can't miss it again.
Oh! Man, all I have to say, first time was nice. He had to do it twice, you know? And look at his smile, and he's like, whew, finally got it. Being relieved. 74. I mean, that early shot in the end somehow managed to let him be alive. If Mistem would have had a nade, the outcome would have been way different there. But
Yeah.
enough with those ifs and whats. The reality is different.
True. And also, the reality is that Eternal Fire now will have some sort of a complicated mission. I mean, when the sides will be switched, you already know that Eternal Fire are not gonna have it coming easy. I mean, you need to be really, really good on the T side of Nuke. And we've seen some good highlights from different teams that we did not expect to perform that well on Nuke, but at the same time, this is the text you always have to go through because you have to set some expectations. And honestly, the expectations from Eternal Fire in the second half will be high, but
Oh,
we don't know.
transition?
Oh,
Oh? What are you showing me, cameraman? Transition? Oh, maybe on zero. It's going to be a Oh, okay.
beautiful.
Okay, sorry for interrupting you, Sudi. Never mind. I feel ashamed now.
Nah, no problem. We're still waiting on our production to, give us some kind of revenge for what happened when the game began. We're not going to forget. Don't worry.
True,
It's the
true.
first day. It's the first day. If that's the games we're gonna play,
True. We need to come up with a different. Oh my god! Look at that jump kill.
what is going on? Chaos back at it again here on Nuke, the House of Chaos, and Draculan. It's a 2v2. Time to settle down a bit, but Rigali wants more. He has that scout, and we've seen a beautiful clutch out of Rigali's hands with that scout, so maybe he's gonna do it again. But this time he has Regan by his side. 3 kills already on Regan's head. A huge bounty on him. As Erdenzao and Kuala are desperately looking out to see where their opponent could have hidden. Regan still waiting in the corner. They're both gonna run away. They think they're slick, but Rigon is right under their noses. That weapon came in too late. And once again, Rigali all alone, a scout going to the B side. This time the first headshot won't connect. He's gonna drop down to the red box, and now he approaches the site. And this time, no clutch for Rigali. 8 rounds for Sharks, and big, big chances. As soon as they hit that second half, they know they need to win the pistols. And if they manage to do so, I don't know where do we see Eternal Fire. I don't know what their chances will be at, but
I'm not sure the audience can listen to us right now, but all I want to say is that this was a top tier Counter-Strike gameplay, regardless of who is going to win. I think by this standalone game, there have been more clips than every game that was played today. There was so much action, so many upsets, so many defuse bombs, and all I want to say, one more extra, is that if you are having this small 3-minute break and you're watching World Cup, Cristiano Ronaldo just scored a goal. And that's what I wanted to also add it. So now let's see if can Sharks score themselves into the upper bracket, or Eternal Fire will force the third map. One thing that I'm curious, right? Like in the previous Draculan, we had all different sorts of mascots. We had like he was a beaver with the Swedish flag, I believe. We had Lamin Yamal and his cousin. We had we had uh, I don't know more other mascots right on the player's desk. I'm curious to see if we're going to see any more. But in Super Draculan, things are being super serious. But sometimes not for casters as well, as we find ourselves to have a laugh from one time to another. Uh, but let's go back to the second half. 8-4 if Eternal Final and Eternal Fire can manage to get this one. Then perhaps things can look a little bit differently. Okay, Koala has some difficulty confirming this kill though. And that's going to leave an ugly mark. Bomb has been planted. Oh, okay, nice tap. However, it's not going to help. Never mind. Zhao is here to save the day, along with Max.
With the bomb already planted, how far can they get with this? Because Maxor is losing a lot of time here. So I think. Oh, okay. I've seen the defuse here. Truly, I see no chance left anymore. Nice shot from Erdenzao. Probably he's going to be eliminated in the end by the bomb, as Maxor is also going to take one. Do they save those pistols? They will
I
save
mean,
just
why
the
would you
dual
save a
Berettas.
pistol in the end? But nice try though. I mean, they got the kills, but in the end, yeah.
Well, good one. I mean, a bit of fresh air for Eternal Fire. They needed this. Now 3 more rounds needed just to equalize, and after that, everything starts from scratch from Eternal Fire's perspective. They will have to get past the force by. They will have to get past many tests that the Sharks are going to plant in between the rounds. And if Eternal Fire manage to do it, well, I'm going to say it whenever it's time to, that they deserve it. They deserve to go over to Mirage. For now, we're far from that. But they will have to get past this.
1 minute has passed, yet no action happened. Max will have to play with just the scout. No ops have been introduced. If you look at the kills, right, the most outstanding player from Eternal Fire is Regali at the moment. If you look at the kills, right, and from Shark you have multiple, and Zhao being the closest one on 20 kill mark. Oh, I really like this Molly forcing positions and also forcing a smoke. Zhao gets taken out, the crucial pillar for Shark. 5 against 4, Foul gets taken out as well. Hold on! Hold your panties because Eternal Fire is still here to deliver, planting the bomb. 4 against 2, which will quickly convert into 3 versus 2. Okay, some a little mess going on. Doc gets taken out from Heaven, and yep, voila. Not much that he can do, but he's not giving up. Making sure that exit frag on Regali will hit the spot.
Weird round, I would say, but as long as Eternal Fire are doing it, I think it's a win for them. They need to be really careful about losing those weapons because at some point they're not gonna have any sort of money left, and we know that even Eternal Fire, even some different teams have encountered this sort of problems, and we know that those are some serious problems, and it's never good to overlook when you don't have money. But with that being said, just 2 rounds, keeping Eternal Fire away from the Sharks. Four pistols and an SMG. That's what Sharks have chosen to conquer the world, and for now, Doc is gonna make it work. 17 HP, right next to his 17 kills, and now the Sharks have the advantage. Real is stepping closer to the secret. He leads the push. Whenever he doesn't have the upper, he could serve as an entry fragger as well. We know that he's powerful on the rifle. 15 and 11, a decent score. Jota's gonna take a trade, a late one, and now he's looking for a second, but he doesn't even know how close he is to basically the whole defense of the Sharks. Somebody would have to flank him at some point, I guess. While Koala is already down to the side, and he's gonna jump that window.
Ooh.
Takes one, he can't take the second. Eternal Fire can't lose another player
Nice
there.
try.
Yeah, it was a really good try, but at least Demke was gonna find a trade, and now with Mistem taking down Gaffolo.
I swear, like if we hadn't had the previous knowledge from all majors and from all events that took place, you wouldn't have said that this is a CT-sided map, right? Like in the beginning, Eternal Fire struggled, and you thought they would build some momentum on CT, but Shark was the one who were leading with 75 or close to that mark. I can't remember precisely. Now we are on 8-6 and Eternal Fire. They've been cashing out round after round after round, being consistent throughout this entire second half.
Yeah, that comes as a surprise for me at least, but I don't mind it. I mean, it's surprising,
I don't
and I
think
like to
Eternal
see a
Finder
surprise.
minds it at all, honestly.
Just one round to separate these two teams. Did not think I'm going to say that, honestly. Looking back at how the game was going at some point, I did not think we're gonna get this close, but that's where Counter Strike brings you sometimes. Okay, huge damage. Recon down on just 3 HP. It's finally the first real test that Eternal Fire would have to get past. I mean, they've gotten through the pistols, they got through the force buy, and even through the half buy, but
Ooh.
now there's an AWP waiting for you. He was about to catch a line, he's gonna miss the second shot.
Yeah,
The
my
nade is
heart.
coming, but what a shot!
Oh,
That's what I'm talking about.
look at this, man.
Just them.
Trade after trade after trade.
And look where that got Eternal Fire. When we all thought that it's possible for them to equalize, well, no. That's not gonna be the case. Nine to seven. And even after winning 3 rounds, 2 or 3 rounds in a row, I think 3 rounds in a row, look at Eternal Fire's economy. They have 4 pistols and just a single Galil. It's true that they decided to go for a half buy, but still that's a sign that their financial status it's not really that good.
You described me perfectly, Sudi. Now let's see what is going to be their solution and if we can learn some life lessons from them. That would be just get the bigger guy and then do what he was doing anyway. In game, obviously. Ooh, that Eagle, it's going to be a nice frag, but unfortunately, perhaps it's going to be the only one with Eternal Fire. Yep, it's going to be. And now Sharks Esports has unlocked a double-digit score, ladies and gentlemen. And now they become a much of a bigger of threat to send a ton of fire into lower bracket, and this is for Regon, ladies and gentlemen, for those who put a bet. If he's going to have above 7.5 total headshots, those were the odds for above and under. The most impact player, excuse me, it's Koala. 16 kills. And look at Zhao, 21 kills. These guys are not messing around. Doc has 19 as well. I think only these three guys altogether have the kills from Eternal Fire. No, actually they don't. It's just my math not mathing, but you know, it sounded good on paper. So let's leave it like that.
The main question is, will Eternal Fire survive if they fail to convert this round? Because they have an SMG now, they have two Galils sneaked in between two AKs. So as much as I want to give them the biggest chance possible, look at Koala, look at what he's doing. How can you credit them when Koala's there doing that? And Maxcore is gonna help him. So now Regan's left all alone. Only a matter of time until somebody's gonna find him. And that goes back to my question. How would you give that much confidence to Eternal Fire when this is the way that they encountered a single player waiting in ramp? Beautiful play from Koala. I'm not downplaying it, but yeah, it's a harsh moment. It's a harsh moment for a team that seemed like they're ready to come back, like a team that looked ready to close out the first map. We see the replays again, beautiful from Koala, perfect positioning from Maxcore, goes out from that molly, and the last frag was just the nail on the coffin. So that's literally what I'm talking about. It's a tactical, but I just see how Eternal Fire this time is running out.
And look at the ADR, man. 121, 103, and 118. While nobody from Eternal Fire is coming even close to that number, unfortunately. And look at the economical, right? Just a couple of crystals and heavy armor is not looking too great, as we are 2 rounds away from closing this story on Nuke. And we can go back to see, while we're waiting for the next game, if Ronaldo scored another goal or not. But we'll have to see how this one plays. So much of an action is being in kill feed. I have to say it's a little bit confusing of what's going on, but now Regal is the only one left alive from Eternal Fire. And he will have to pull a hell of a performance here.
We've seen him in this sort of situations before. We've seen him being the protagonist in 1v2 clutches, being the villain in the Sharks world. But this time it just won't happen. His head will be cut off as soon as he goes up that ladder in heaven. And with that being said, you already know it's Sharks to lead the game till the last second. It's Sharks to have the match point here. And again, this could have been so different only if Eternal Fire would have had a bit of a better ending out there on Ancient. Because honestly, we did not come into this game with expectations from Eternal Fire on Nuke, but instead we've come here with big expectations when it came to Ancient, and unfortunately that Ancient just didn't work out. I mean, the ending of it, some players did not step up when it was time to do it, and maybe when they decided to do it, it was too late. We see all of their players just going down. Regan and Jota, the last two chances that this team has gotten. And Koala's already behind them. The bomb plant will be denied there.
Oh,
Koala
no.
to take him out.
He should have just...
Oh.
Okay, that's it. Not much to be said, and Shaki Sports are going to confirm their map pick. It is not over for Eternal Fire though, even though they put up quite a good fight. Their opponent was not an ordinary one. It was none other than the team who is top team in the moment. right? Major attendant, and also having one having major and multiple achievements. One of them being defeating 9Z, as you previously mentioned, Tasudi. So it wasn't an easy task at all. But we have to give credit to Eternal Fighter for well, working on it, for trying to give their best, and it's not over for them as they will be sent into a lower bracket. So far, what we've seen, I'm not sure what is happening on Stream A, but you had a Romanian, no, a couple of Romanian players on Infinite, right? And they lost the best of three. We had Regali, who's also Romanian, and went and lost his best of three. And for Focus, we have, I believe it's Volt. He's still fighting with OG Dexport, right? And at the moment, it's 1-1 on maps. Why I'm saying this, that it's Romanian, because this tournament is taking place in Bucharest, Romania, and it was really interesting to see if these players can take the tournament on their home soil. We had a couple of players who did that, right? We had Lauer, who was playing at foot at that time, who did it, and not sure if also Modo did it or not from Sinners. And speaking of MVP, that is a ping in the past. We have none other than Zhao. MVP has been consistent, really, really crucial player from Sharks Esports, and I think this is going to summarize our best of three for now. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we are going to have another one after it. But before I get into that one, I want to ask you, Sudhir, what do you think about this best of three? Did it live up to your expectations? Of course, there's not going to be a Mirage. I think we already seen, yeah, it was only one Mirage play. No Dust 2, no, it was played the Dust 2, but like no Inferno, no nothing, just one Mirage. There's so many nuke maps played, holy.
I don't know what to say about my expectations, honestly. I mean, probably I did expect a bit more from Eternal Fire when it came to that Ancient, as I was saying over a few rounds back here on Nuke. I mean, I wanted to see more. I wanted to have them challenge a team that is a bit out of their level. Again, they're not gonna feel any sort of consequence because they've lost here, because the VRS is not gonna change for them. They're going down to the lower bracket and they're gonna fight against AM Gaming, which is probably more of a balanced game, I would say. So I think they have better chances at that. And yeah, with that being said, you know, I hope they're going to feel better, because it's not their first time in Romania, and I'm sure that they're gonna come back here for next Draculans or any other tournament that will be hosted here. So I am sure they need to put Regali at work on his home soil and make it work in the end. I do see them qualifying for the playoffs. Maybe a hot take.
Yo, you said put Regali at work. I had so many scenarios in my mind that I cannot describe it. Otherwise, it will be banned. But for surely, we are going to see more of this team. Keeping in mind, this is a new lineup, and they did not perform that badly. There is going to be a couple of changes, a couple of fixes there, and in places, but they are still not out of the tournament. We are going to see. I'm not sure if it on this stream or on stream A in the lower bracket, but until then, there are other best of threes which they need to be going. So with that being said, my name is Zach Fair, and I'm joined by my wonderful and talented caster Sudi, and we are going to take a break. Thank you, production, for having us and for making this amazing layout. Thank you for writing our small names here. Thank you for everyone who joined in and who's tuning in. And for all the follows, we reached 6K followers from 5,500. So that's like 600 followers in a day, which is crazy. And yeah, be sure to don't go anywhere too far, because we still have at least one more to go before we close this day. So take care of yourselves, and I'll catch you after the break. Peace.
Imagine. Hai. Nu e over.
Nu,
Pe K27 ăia?
păi e pentru mâine, nu?
Nu știu, eu văd că aveau meci astăzi și au pierdut gen.
Am uitat. Păi și e over?
Production.
Bro. Mamă, păi și-am dat fake info la oameni? Le-am dat fake?
Le-ai dat, s-au dus după fentă.
Mamă, păi și nu se mai întorc.
Ce dracu?
Bă. Mamă, le-am dat eu fentă.
Nu știu, să vedem ce se zice.
Dar de ce ne ignoră?
Nu știu. I-am zis pe stream că nu rămâne așa și acum uite, face pe tough
Face
guy.
fentă, nu?
Hai că transpir pe scaunul ăsta. Și oricum până se termină highlight-urile astea, că au fost multe.